Oh, yep, we are live.
Okay, great. Yay, we're live. Way to go, Melissa. Rock on. Everybody knows I love my Melissa. So, hi, everyone. It's Mortgage Talk with Kathy Colkitt, your dedicated and your, I'm your advisor. That's what I'm to mortgage loans.
And
I'm very
dedicated.
dedicated too. That's right. I'm all of the things and probably some other nice things. So anyway, I'm Melissa. As you can see her, our Melissa is amazing, and she helps sets this up every week, and does so many other things for us with videos. As you've seen, we do quite a bit of videos and marketing and so on. And she's great that way and helps with all of our IT things. She's just, I don't know, she's a master at what she does. We just love her. So thanks, Melissa, for everything. Appreciate that.
Wow, what a kind introduction. Thank you, Kathy.
There you go. Okay, we're done now. No. Anyway, so we have a lot for you, so they say. So we want to talk about shutdown. Want to talk about new loan limits that came out on Friday, and then also update on rates, and then also things that you might want to see. So we're gonna move forward here. Let me do some of the things I need to do. Oh, there we go. Hold on to share my screen. Well, I should be quicker than that. Okay. All right, can you see the bullet points, Melissa?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So just I just wanted to recap, we came out, I've done two videos on shutdown stuff. Some of this may be repetitive, but shutdown started, and then they came out with last week, which was really important, that 34,000 per load. I'm trying to write as we go, so forgive me. IRS employees. And you can see I spelled that wrong in my typing. So what that means is things like, and so just to bring that one up. So you will have down payment assistance. So if you do down payment assistance loans, you guys, they are required to have transcripts. So IRS, more than likely, unless it's an automated system you can get into, are not going to be helpful there. However, my understanding is that, and I know they can, and Melissa might be able to speak to this, but they can actually go onto the IRS and get their transcripts and then get them to us. So if it is that you're needing IRS to do that, it's going to take a long time. If you're allowing your employees to go online and download them from the IRS web with their password and logins and stuff, then you have a solution there. USDA also requires transcripts. So evidence of approved IRS installment agreements. So in other words, I owe $5,000, so I'm making a $100 a month payment for so many years. You can actually go online, get that payment form and fill it out and submit that, and then you can get that back to show that that is what your payment will be for the IRS. But evidence of that approved IRS payment and for installment loans will be important. Evidence IRS receipt, recently filed past due income taxes. So a lot of self-employed people file them by October 15th, I believe is the date. And so anybody who's filing those, you're not going to possibly get the received back. Again, a lot of that is automated, so make sure you go in the automated side and see if you can get that. But these are the things that are going to slow things down, especially for self-employed borrowers. Probably the worst one I would say in this area would be somebody who's done an amended return. If you've ever done an amended return, and I've had clients who have done that, seems to take about 3 to 4 months for that amended return to get done. I can't even imagine what it would be like today. So again, this is what I think I know. It's not a guarantee. We're just trying to share things that might affect you if you are buying or selling a home right now, and why. Again, it's out of my personal control. It's over my pay grade, over Melissa's too, although she's pretty high up there. But these aren't decisions we're making. We're just simply sharing information and updates so that you can be informed and know how to treat things going forward. So let's see. Yeah, the IRS. So we talked about that. We talked about that. Right. Things that also might affect you guys are, appraisers, they're going to be fine. VA appraisers, they may have some hiccups. VA loans may have some hiccups depending on how far in the process you are and how many are. If you're needing to call to get answers, if your underwriter is, probably that's going to be a delayed loan. So just be aware, government loans, USDA for sure is, they can't give any money. So USDA is on hold because they can't guarantee anything right now. So that's a given. So we talk about locking your loan, right? So let's see, locked loans, be aware. Everyone is different. They'll give you your own opinions. So depending on, talk to the lender and talk to the lock desk of the lender or the investor, because to extend a lock costs X amount of dollars. And that can add up. If you're thinking, well, I'll extend for a week and just gamble that maybe we'll be done with this. Well, if you let your lock expire, again, every investor is different. It may be that once it expires and you hold out for 30 days, then you can do market pricing. Everybody, again, is different. Just the importance to hear from me is locked loans, be aware. Talk to your lock desk. Talk to see what it costs to extend versus let it expire. Are there any hits or fees for that? If so, how many? So you can do the math. That's what we do as loan officers. We do the math to see what's best for our client, right? Going to be really important to look at that. So let's see. So IRS documents may cause delays. Let's see. Melissa saying I'm a lot today. Have any other thoughts? When it comes to conventional loans, Fannie and Freddie believe they're going to do business as normal. But remember, Fannie and Freddie also need W-2s, and they also need tax returns and certain things, and self-employed with your non-QM, or if you're doing a straight loan with self-employed. So even though it may be a conventional Fannie and Freddie and you're using tax returns, you may be in a situation, right? Just because of the IRS, that's going to be an important thing to notice. And the other, I don't know, Melissa, I'm just trying to think. I think that's probably the main things that are happening. If you have questions, please type them in there. We'll get back to you. We will find the best answer we can for you. Just understand that this is a moving target. It is not, since the shutdown happened, and we're talking about military not getting paid, and we're talking about others not getting paid. The president is saying some are going to get paid, and then they're saying, well, these come out of this pot, and this money comes out of this pot, so these get paid and these don't. And I won't go through that. My point is, you need to talk about pay, and then who is getting paid. So if you're furloughed, you're not getting paid. And there's a law, 2019, that says you will when it's over. And the current administration is saying, nope, that's not the case. So that's probably going to be in a situation or lawsuit or something. I don't know. But I guess I'm saying is I'm not sure what you can count on. You're going to have to go higher up and higher up to find out, can I verify employment? Can I get a pay stub? Can we still close even though it's a traffic controller, for example, who is going to get paid when this is over, so they say? Do I get to still go ahead and let him buy that house or refinance him? And that's going to be up to your investors and your lenders. But those are things that you're going to want to look at is, can you verify employment? Can you verify income? Things that we look at. Credit reports will still be credit reports. But however, does the income count? So it's going to be probably case by case situation, depending. When they talked about active military getting paid, there seemed to be a difference between guards, full-time or not, like National Guards, versus if you are active duty, full-time military. So again, those things, you just want to talk to your lender so that your lender is aware and can give you the answers, right? If you have questions, again, go ahead and type down below and we will get back to you as soon as we can with what we know for that day and time, because things are changing. I'm trying to think who else. Da, 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 da. Oh, FHA, they talked about, and that's government, but government loans. So you have CAVers. I probably spelled that wrong, but you have CAVers, and then you have other things that they look at. I talked about that in my first video. So with CAVers and case numbers, you have to go through and search, and they search everybody. Actually, they check your realtor, the lender, they check the people buying the houses, they check title and so on for basically like claims against them. Again, don't quote me on that, but it is potentially situations or wrongdoings or things against those people. So getting those all checked, hopefully that is an automated system, but hopefully it's up and going and not down and so on. So government loans with CAVers and with case numbers um, may take a while. All right. All right. Well, best thing is to have a great lender that you love, know, and trust, and check with them because they're going to be on top of it and understand that things have happened. I've talked to some others and they're like, shutdown, what's that? So you want to make sure you're working with somebody who knows what's going on in the industry right now. Truly. That's going to be number one. And then number two is get some answers from them. So there you go. It's a process. We'll see how long it takes. We don't know. All right. We talked about the 2019 law may be revoked as far as people getting paid once it's over. Now, if you were furloughed, they are now talking about possible layoffs, right? So, whoops, I'll put that on here as well. Evidently, there's, according to the government, and this is all stuff we've gotten from the government website. So there's been a court filing and supposedly there's 4,200 potential layoffs started on Friday through court filing. So again, you'll want to see if you have an employee who happens to work for the government and they are furloughed right now, you're going to want to see, hey, will they be able to go back? And my guess, I remember a long time ago, we had a local business and they were on a strike. That strike lasted over 2 hours. And so 2 hours, 2 years, lasted over 2 years. And so people were wondering if they could still refi in the beginning and stuff. And it was like, no, because we can't verify your employment. This is different than a strike. However, similar where you're out of work, not getting paid. And how do we verify you're going to be able to go back, right? Things change. And in that case with the strike, they actually closed down the whole company. So everybody was out of a job at that point. So just understand, you can be upset at the system and the process. However, an investor who's going to be giving you $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, they're going to want to know, will I be reimbursed for this? So they need to know that they're going to have money coming back. And so they need to make sure that that file is good and tight. So those are the reasons we do all the checking and double checking and triple checking to make sure all of this works. Okay, moving on, rates. So rates are volatile. Just remember, mortgage rates go by mortgage-backed securities. They do not go by the Fed funds rate. So if you ever watch economic news and stuff last year in September, when the Feds lowered the rates, mortgage-backed rates went up. This September, when the Feds lowered the rate, mortgage rates went up. So it is not the same correlation. All right. If you want to look at the 10-year yield, it's similar to that, to watch for that. And that is down today. The markets are closed, but it, as of Friday, went down because of some comments that President Trump had said on his Truth Social. I believe it was the True Social, but anyway, he had said, maybe he tweeted them, I don't know, or X'd them, or wherever you go to see all those things. But in any case, that had created some scare, and so they're down. But they could be up tomorrow when the market opens, so don't know. We'll have to see how that all goes. So we want to also talk about new loan limits, which is awesome. So new loan limits, conventional. So the nice thing about conventionals, it's gone up to now it'll be for sure as of January 1. This may change some, but right now it's 819,000. And if you're in a high cost area, it goes up to 1,229,000. So just be aware that what that means is going with a conventional loan, if the loan amount is 819,000, then they don't need a jumbo loan. So let's say they buy $1 million house and they're able to put 200,000 down, then they're able to stay in a conventional lending position. So that's the beauty of that. And again, high cost goes all the way up to 1,229,000. You have to check the area zip code to see if you're in a high cost area. Such possibly Seattle might be, maybe LA would be, or the Bay Area would be, Hawaii and Alaska maybe. So you want to check that and see what is the limits that you get in your area. Every area is a little different. And we'll get FHAs towards the end of the year, but FHA also will be changing their loan limits for the new year or keeping them the same. We'll see how that goes. But we do have new loan limits, and Geneva, us right now, because I am with Geneva Financial, we are actually honoring that 819,000 as of today. So, and again, that may change come January 1st. But at this point, that's where it is. All right, so we talked about shutdown, we talked about loan limits, rates, all of those fun things. I wanted to also share about, well, first of all, don't forget, I do hand this out every year. So we'll be changing that come the new year, which has your loan limits and your high cost area limits as well for you realtors that where it would add value. So make sure if you want in there, say, want your laminated sheet, Kathy, please. We'll be happy to get that to you in the new year when it comes out. So another thing I wanted to just talk about is just things that we do here at Geneva Financial. So this is Team Kathy, as you know, with Melissa and Courtney. And we do so many different types of loans, you guys. We do FHA, VA, conventional, USDA, down payment assistance, rehabilitation loans. We do that. So you can do those conventionally, or you can do them through FHA, and even VA has rehab loans. Cash out refinances. We also do HELOCs, home equity lines of credits, in second lien position. And we have the most fabulous first position home equity line of credit called Home Select in first lien position, where you're only paying interest on what the balance is every night at midnight. That is a great loan. If you want to know about that, you're going to want to call me, but hard to qualify. So if you think you can qualify, which is awesome if you can, it is super, super, super great loan. Also, I'm partners with Homes for Heroes. So what that means is if you refinance or buy using us as the lender, we can give you, we may be able to give you a discount on your fees. So that's a great thing. And Homes for Heroes would be veterans, military, families, and this is before whether you're retired or currently actively working in all of these, teacher, educator, also medical professionals, police, fire, EMS, all of your first responders. So it's a great opportunity for me and my team to say thank you. Thank you for your service to the community, to your family, to your neighbors, to the United States. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And it's an honor to serve you and to do that. So please, if you are in any of those categories, let us know so we can be the one that helps give you a little help on your fees when it comes to closing. So hard money loans, we do those. Investment loans. The hot investment loan is anybody know? Type it in there. It's DSCR. Yes, it is DSCR, which is an investment loan. And it's an amazing loan. So if you want to know about DSCR and you have 20% down for an investment property, you want to get a hold of us, and we'll share how that can work, because it's great. We potentially might not need to look at your income depending on that loan. So it's great. Construction loans, we have reverse mortgage loans. I do specialize in those as well. So those are amazing if you're 62 and older and you have equity in your home or you've paid it off or anything like that. Let us take a look. It might help you have a different financial picture moving forward. So bank statement loans for self-employed people, right? We have what's called non-QM, and we have standard loans. Just let us look at your bank statements and let us look at your tax returns. If tax returns don't cut it, I bet your bank statements show all that money you do get, and then we can use that. Those are called non-QM, non-quality mortgage loans, and we do a lot of them. Our company is great with all of that. So, all right, those are some of the things we can do for you and help your your future look maybe a little brighter with either a home you're buying or refinancing or cash out or whatever your need is. So, all right, Melissa, any questions or thoughts or any questions in the comments?
I wanted to mention, as always, if you're watching the recorded version of this, you didn't catch us live, still feel free to post a comment, ask us any questions you want. We'll be monitoring that. So please go ahead and do that. We would love to hear from you. And yeah, it's a crazy time, lots of news, everything changing, day to day. So please feel free to reach out if you're confused about anything, how your loan's going, if you want to know more about the new loan limits, maybe you got a loan right in between this year and next, like an 810,000, wondering what to do in that. So yeah, we can answer all your questions.
Excellent. All right, that is correct. Just let us know. And if you want more information on any of those loans I talked about, just ping us or write a comment or something. Our number is 509-999-6464. Melissa, as always, thank you so much for your help. And thank you for watching. Have a beautiful and blessed day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.